good. Well, there's no one there at the moment.
Are we on?
We're on, yeah.
Oh, right. Cool. Well, that's all good.
Yeah.
Well, let's just.
I'll let you know as soon as someone
yeah. We'll do some boulders.
involves
We'll
themselves.
see what happens. What should we do? What are the grades?
I think you should
Yellow, green.
do something.
Maybe a green. Good.
Oh, Pete, we've got some people.
Oh, excellent.
Eric and Snacky Snacks.
Oh, good. Hello, folks.
Yes. Hello.
Hello. We're just here having, I would say, just a pretty casual session. I've literally just started. We've literally just gone live, and I think today we're basically just going to go around a few problems in the gym. I haven't seen any cracks in here, but we can go around and maybe we can try some harder things and maybe discuss some beta, have a look at some things, see how I might do things, whether I do things good or bad, and just have a little training session together.
And if anyone has any questions?
Yeah, of course. If anybody has any questions, then feel free to leave them in the chat. And on the other side of the camera, we've got Pete.
Yes.
Cameraman Pete. Everybody knows Cameraman Pete. Hello.
Hello.
And he will read them out and we can answer them together. Or Pete can ask questions as well.
Yes.
Can't you?
Yeah, I can definitely ask
heckle me.
questions. I'm full of questions.
Or you can heckle me. I mean, why not?
I will continue to.
Yeah.
What's the sound like for everyone? Does it sound all right?
Hopefully.
Uh,
We are mic'd up.
yes.
Yes?
Someone wants to know your thoughts on the new Wild Country Friends.
Ah, new Wild Country Friends. Yeah, well, I
Yes.
mean, we can start with that immediately. So I've been testing them for a year to 2 years now, like gone through the whole prototype stage. Yeah, like I mean.
Is it really that long? So for a new product, 1 to 2 years of testing?
Yeah, I mean, it could have even been a bit longer than that. But
That's
yeah,
mad.
it's been through a long process. I mean, I really like them. I think on first look, then you're kind of like, there's not that much difference, but they've made subtle differences which feel like they make a big difference.
Yeah.
So really nice difference to the thumb loop and also the durability of the thumb loop. And the big thing is the magic cord, which they have on the Friends, which is like this extendable sling, but they've done it so it's like interweaved into one another. So you can, if you're really pumped, for example, you don't have to pull the right bit of cord. You know, you can just pull any bit of cord and it just pulls out and it extends and it's great.
Yeah.
And they've made some changes to the cam lobes and all this kind of stuff. So yeah, honestly, I mean, yeah, the Wild Country athletes have been quite involved with the sort of feedback and development of the cams with the design team. So yeah, like 10 of us, I guess.
That's interesting.
And yeah, it's been really interesting. And I mean, I really like them. I think they're good.
Nice.
So, yeah.
Well, I'm going to ask you the next question as you climb. Yeah.
I'll do a problem. Yeah. I'll do a problem. What should we? Yellow, green, mint. I'll do a mint.
These are the grades for today. The grading system. So put requests in.
So climbing works rules. One hand on the tag start, and then one hand on the closest hold.
Oh, is that that's the system?
Climbing works rules, yeah.
How interesting. I always thought it was just match on that one.
No, next closest hold.
We've had some very interesting questions so far, Pete.
Oh, yeah?
Here's a short one for you, because you should know the answer straight away.
You go on.
How many calories do you eat per day when climbing?
You know what? It actually really varies. Okay, that was a nice problem.
Yeah, it looked cool.
Sorry, that's not my finished answer on that one. Yeah, it really varies actually, because I guess on a day of climbing could mean anything, couldn't it? It could mean just like a little potter around at the gym like this, or it could mean like a freaking big
Yeah, if you do like a
multi-
20 hour,
Yeah, yeah,
20 hour
yeah.
day, that's quite a lot.
But I don't know. I don't count calories. Like I really don't, and I don't really like watch particularly what I'm eating. I mean, I eat well and I eat healthy, but I'm not like dieting. I'm not on a special diet. I'm not dieting. You know, like if I fancy a cake, I'll have a cake. If I fancy a banana, I'll have a banana.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of
Morrison's.
yeah, if I fancy Morrison's Deli, I'll go to Morrison's Deli.
Yeah.
It's pretty average, you know. And if I do more stuff, I do more training, I'm going to be more hungry and eat more.
Yeah.
If I do less and I've got like a day of like emails or something, then I'll eat less.
I mean, that makes total sense.
Because I'm less hungry.
Yeah. I mean, I feel like that was a really good.
It's not.
That was a superb answer.
There's nothing. Yeah, I would say there's nothing special about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sorry if that's disappointing. Everybody loves like a good food debate, don't they?
No, it's fine. I think that was quite a good answer. I'll ask you the next one.
Okay. I think we'll stick with the mints for a moment until I'm a bit warm, because I haven't actually properly like warmed up yet. I think what we should do actually also in some of the slightly harder problems is maybe we should do some route reading, and we should see what we think we're going to do and then what I actually end up doing, and see if I was right, you guys were right, and then we can figure it out from there.
I think that sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, a bit
Very good.
coaching.
Yes.
Self-coaching and
You
coaching
want
of the
me to
audience.
give you some tips, right?
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I
hopefully
thought-
these guys can give me some tips, yeah.
I thought as much.
Yeah, like this. So that's a high step, isn't it?
That's a very high step. Superb.
Do you know what?
Go on.
I was doing a competition yesterday.
Yeah.
And so me and Tom were doing a competition. There's going to be a video coming out on this. It was absolutely glorious. But we got pulled up multiple times for our competition. What do you call it?
Like etiquette?
Etiquette.
Well, it's not even
Not
that.
etiquette. It was like we didn't know that. We're so unused to competitions. We were forgetting really simple things like matching the top hold.
Yeah.
We got pulled up multiple times for it. It was quite funny.
It sounds, yeah, I mean, I having been on the rear end of the camera on that one, it was quite irritating to have quite such, stringent rules that didn't seem to be applying to everyone, just the people
It was good.
who...
It was good though. That is a video that you're not going to want to miss.
No, that was superb.
Absolute
it was really
banger.
good. I don't
Absolute
want,
banger.
yeah, it's tricky because there will be people who are there, but we definitely don't want to give away what happened.
No, we don't want to give it away. I think one more mint, and then maybe, something a bit harder.
So someone in the chat said, are we reading the questions from the chat? And yes, we are. I'm saving them up in my head. So next question is someone, I forget who it was.
I can
yes,
answer
you can climb.
I can
So
answer and
someone, I
climb.
forget who it was, met Magnus the other day in Norway. And they ask what your thoughts are about Magnus, because he doesn't seem very chatty.
Oh, it doesn't seem very chatty. I think. Oh God, you know what? I can't climb an answer.
Too much.
It's too much. I thought I was going to be able to, but I can't. Okay, I think I might be warm now after four problems.
Well, you're warm, and the chat is 271 people now.
Oh, is there? That's quite a lot of people watching.
Sorry, 193 now.
193, oh God. Yeah, okay. Magnus, yeah, I've done a lot of climbing with Magnus and a lot of videos. Well, mainly video climbing rather than climbing outside of videos. I think it's interesting with people because I guess he's quite sort of introvert in a way.
Yeah.
But he has a YouTube channel with like a massive following. And I feel like could be with a lot of YouTubers in that they're actually maybe quite introvert people. But then I guess YouTube is a way of expressing themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, in that way, and I feel like maybe Magnus is quite similar. I mean, I'm also quite an introverted person, but yeah, I mean, it's very different to speaking to people through a camera.
It's
and
massively different.
So
I guess also in terms of Magnus, he has such a like a wide audience.
There's a wide audience.
It's not just climbers. Like it's not. So you don't necessarily know if you've necessarily got the kind of overlapping interests or maybe values and stuff. And he must have people coming up to him all the time, especially on these trips and things. So I can totally understand why he might not be particularly sort of chatty, especially if he was out climbing or something like that. Like if you met him in a climbing wall, I could totally understand that he might just be there to have a bit of time.
Yeah, it's sometimes a little bit difficult as well because I always find, because I get this quite a lot as well, where people find like they know you through YouTube or being on the camera, but then when you meet them, you don't obviously know them, so it's a slightly, can sometimes be a slightly strange interaction in that sense. I mean, I love it, like meeting people who they always say like, oh, they watch the channel, they love the channel. I mean, it's always great.
I think it's always quite interesting. Like when I've been with you and Tom, when we've been in like public situations and stuff, I think sometimes people are a bit surprised that Tom's a bit maybe more intellectual than we make him seem in the edits, because we're quite mean to him. In the edits, and it's actually quite clever.
We're not mean to him, are we? No.
I'm really mean to him. I felt really bad.
Blame Pete.
Yeah. There's been, if you ever see something that paints Tom Randall in a bad picture, in a bad
then it's
light,
cameraman
then
Pete.
It's probably me. Yeah.
Brilliant.
I have a question about training in a minute.
Oh, excellent.
That someone.
I mean, these are actually quite nice problems.
They look cool. I mean, I really like the look of the volumes.
But we should do something a bit harder.
What sort of difficult? I mean,
we should do the next.
What sort of difficulty are we talking about?
We should do the next level up. That's mint. I think there's 2 more difficulties above that. What was it? Purple and black. So maybe we should do purples next.
What if you had to put a bouldering grade on that? What do you reckon?
Oof, 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, sounds good to me.
Yeah. Hit us with a question.
Have you heard about the crack circuit in Font?
Yes, I have heard about the crack circuit in Font.
How about a speed record on it? Interesting.
I don't know how many cracks there are on this crack circuit, but I know there's a bouldering guidebook for Font. No, it's not a bouldering guide. Of course, there's a bouldering guidebook for Font. A crack bouldering guidebook.
A specific crack bouldering one?
Specific crack bouldering one. And I went to Font a few years ago and also went around a number of the different crack boulders in a single day. And it was really fun, actually. I've no idea what the speed record is on that. Yeah. But if anybody does it, let me know.
I think there's some hard ones, like some seriously hard ones.
It goes up to like 7C, which is like V9.
Oh, right, okay.
So it's not like desperately hard. We're not talking like...
They're not ludicrous.
We're not talking like 8B plus cracks.
Yeah.
But some really good ones. Should we actually have a look at what we're going to do here?
We've got people from all around the world here, people from Zurich, Dresden. Another thing was, it's probably quite an easy question to answer. Yeah. You thought about putting any other countries on the list for Crackfests?
You know what? we get asked about Crackfest from different gyms, I would say on a monthly basis.
Really, that many?
It could be monthly. I just think at the moment we just don't have the... Like, it just takes a lot of energy, time and psych to put an event on that is like, just to make sure that it's actually really good. Yeah. You know? So
it's interesting. I think that's a side of those events that maybe doesn't get seen. Like, when's the Germany Crack?
Yes, the Germany Crackfest. So the Crackfest this year, we're just doing one, and it is on the 8th, 9th, 10th of May. So 8th is like film evening with me and Tom, Q&A, more chill. Saturday is the event, so come take part, come and, even if you've never crack climbed before, come practice your crack climbing. Or if you're like a really psyched crack climber and you want to try and make finals, you know, there's loads of really tough stuff to have a go at as well. It's like a full array of things. We have crack schools going on. We have some other workshops going on. 2 different sessions, final in the evening, good vibes, crack a war against me and Tom.
That was absolute highlight last year.
Absolutely
Oh my
destroyed
word.
it.
Yeah.
Do you know what? It took me like a week to recover after. I'm not even joking. It took me a week to recover after that crack a war. Like the Crackfest has destroyed me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They absolutely loved it. And it
was carnage.
Yeah, and the organisers there, Boulderville, they put on some prizes and a half, didn't they? Like, what was it, a keg of beer?
Yeah, keg
or
of beer.
A keg of beer, which
a keg
is
of beer for the
unreal.
winner, which is brilliant. But then the guy who won didn't even drink beer. So
Yeah,
I think,
no one seemed to. I kept on asking them if they were motivated by the beer, and they were like, no,
No.
absolutely not.
And then on the Sunday, there is workshops and coaching with me and Tom and other like crack coaches as well. Bit more chill, but like more of a educational day.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the Crackfest festival weekend.
Yeah.
But in terms of other Crackfests, we're not doing any more this year, but hopefully in the future we can sort of, I don't know, it depends how big it gets.
Yeah.
The thing that makes Crackfest nice as well is that me and Tom are both there as well. So getting everything to fit in and organising it, to fit in with everybody's diaries, to do multiple Crackfests, it's like, it's tricky.
Yeah.
So
it's an interesting one as
because
well.
I wouldn't want to do it. I wouldn't want to just be like, okay, let's make loads of Crackfest events and then we're not there.
But equally, like
wouldn't
the
feel the same.
setting and stuff is pretty, like the ideas for the routes and things are put into place months before.
Yeah.
And it's not like they're the same problems
No.
that just get copied and pasted
No, it's
and stuff. And so I think it is more involved than people think.
It's involved.
This looks
A little bit tricky,
quite
actually.
compressy.
I could fall off.
So it's up this purple. Nice, come on, Pete. Oh, interesting question there. Very interesting. Keep the questions coming in. I will try and get round to them. And if I've sort of missed one of your questions, then just type it again, because it's me being rubbish rather than me ignoring your
Do you know
question.
something which I just used on that problem there,
Yes.
which I've been thinking about recently, is the use of thumbs when you are crimping. I know other people and like top level athletes, I know Adam does this quite a lot.
Yeah.
But I wonder if any of you guys do this, of when you put your hand on a hold like this, instead of like crimping over your fingers, you're actually like crimping
Next to it?
Yeah, next to it with your thumb. I'm sure many people do this already, but I do it quite a lot. But why, as climbers, do we not do thumb training? You know what I mean? We're pulling like this with our fingers.
Yeah.
And I do this quite a lot, like using the thumb on the hold.
Yeah.
Why am I not thumb training?
There-
Why am I not hanging on my thumbs?
There's one example of thumb training that I have actually heard of.
Okay.
So it was when Tommy Caldwell was training for the nose, and there's that
The
upwards-
thumb
thumb
on
push.
dorm wall.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
one. Yeah, for Dornwall. And he was training for that, and he built like a replica for it.
Yeah, but that's very different. That's just like thumb pressing.
Yeah, that's the
I'm
only
talking about like
example.
thumb pulling.
I mean, maybe it's something that you should design a device for.
I don't know. What do these
Thumb
guys
wars.
think?
Thumb wars.
Like,
Just thumb wars, constant thumb
I'm
wars.
curious. As like, we have all these training devices with finger edges and pockets. Why do we not have something that like mono thumb hangs? I don't know.
Have you ever tried the hang from
I
your
have
thumbs?
tried hanging by my thumbs, and
How was it?
It's really hard.
Yeah.
It's really hard. Yeah.
I feel like the thumb is not designed for it.
No.
Like all the muscles and tendons not coming out straight from them. I don't feel like we're anatomically suited for it.
But does anybody in the chat, like, what does anybody in chat think about thumbs, like thumb training? Anybody?
I don't know. We're getting many questions.
Okay, yeah, we should answer some then.
Let's do a couple of quick fire questions.
Quick fire.
Let's do quick fire
Yeah,
questions.
go on.
Is Toby going to make another appearance on the channel ever?
Yes, he will do at some point. Not sure when, but at some point, yeah, for sure.
Oh, actually, someone's raised a very good point. Pinches trained thumbs, right?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, pinches, trained thumbs. Yeah. But we never hang on them like this,
No.
or rarely. Or I guess, well, maybe. I don't know. Maybe
I feel
we do.
like maybe you know what you were saying about having it next to.
Yeah.
That's surely going to be more beneficial than doing it instead of.
I'm not sure. Okay, next question. Hit me up.
Next question. Who's the cameraman? Well,
It's
cameraman Pete,
Pete.
obviously. Favorite country to climb outdoors in? Favorite country to climb outdoors?
Favorite country? I've been climbing a lot in Norway in recent years.
Have you? Yeah.
And I really like it. So I'm going to say Norway.
Yeah.
I usually feel like the favorite place that you're climbing is the one that you're doing a lot in at that time, and that can change over a number of years, because it used to be like the Peak District when I was climbing in the Peak District.
Yeah.
Now I feel like it's Norway. Probably at some point it was Yosemite in the States when I was climbing there a lot. So.
I wonder if that changes if you're someone who's able to like travel to those places. Like, you know, like basically if you were in the UK and you had an office job here and you were just sort of stuck in sunny Sheffield all year, and then you went out to Kalymnos or something, you might be like, well, actually, I like climbing in Kalymnos because it's not raining and because it's yeah. But yet you've chosen Norway, which is
full of rain and full of goodness.
Oh, here's a good question.
Yes.
If climbing was no longer your sport, or if you could no longer climb, what sport do you think you could get into?
Okay, I'm not
Obviously,
sure.
parkour is.
I'm going to answer. No, I'm going to climb this problem, then I'll answer it.
I'd like to hear some suggestions in the chat because oh my god, the size of those holes.
See, it's use of thumb again.
That is the use of thumb. You're gonna have to get some close-ups of these holes. These look superb.
That's a good one. Excellent. What was the question?
It was what. Sorry, I'm just going to show these the holes.
This thing.
It was glorious. Yeah, you were definitely right about
I was thumbing.
the old thumb.
I was thumbing.
Actually, now that you put it into that position, I am much more behind the idea of training thumbs.
Yeah, thumb
'Cause
training.
That actually, yeah.
Like this. I think there's something in it.
I think there's something in it, for sure. So it was, what sport would you be doing if you weren't a climber? And some suggestions were bowling. Bowling. Oh, judo.
Judo. Yeah.
Oh, someone sees Pete as a chess grandmaster. Yeah, I could see that. Like chess, is that something you're into? There's part of me that either thinks you're probably really good or absolutely appalling.
Chess, I played it as a kid with my dad, like a little bit, but not much. And then I played once again at Christmas with Mari.
You played once again?
Yeah, once again.
Yeah, well, it was going to be chess, isn't
I
it?
hadn't played for years.
I love that was one of the sports that you'd get into.
Yeah, I don't know. I did a lot of sport as a kid. I did a lot of team sports as well, which is sometimes a little bit unusual for climbers, I can sometimes think.
Yeah. Oh, someone sees you as being a downhill mountain biker. I think I have actually suggested downhill mountain bike in the past.
I've done like a couple of days of downhill biking, and it felt very scary.
Yeah.
It felt very scary. Sort of like that thing of you push and you're like, oh yeah, this is fine, and then you push a bit more and you're like, yeah, I've got this, and then suddenly you're just like in a tree or something, you know, and seems dangerous.
Yes,
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
There's sort of brilliantly, it's such a good question, I've got to jump it to the front. We have also already kind of answered it. Someone says, do you eat sweet treats or do you just eat clean?
Oh no, I love a good cake. Oh yeah.
How disappointed were you when we went to the shop this morning and there just
there wasn't a bakery section.
There wasn't a bakery section.
No, I was quite disappointed actually. Yeah.
Yeah, I've genuinely never seen Pete quite so furious.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, what I used to do as the cameraman when we were filming multiple videos in a day was I used to bring quite a lot of sweets as sort of like fuel for Pete and Tom. Not because they like needed it or requested it or anything, but like they do quite like sugar, and it seemed to help get better, more funny results. So yeah, that was quite good. And it is surprising if you leave a bag of sweets out while we're filming, how quick they sort of get munched up.
I think we need something a bit harder. Spice it up a bit.
Spice it up a bit onto the blacks.
I think we need to go onto the blacks.
Golly gosh.
Gosh.
Paramotoring.
What's that?
Paramotoring?
Is
like paragliding, but with a big, like with a lawnmower on your back.
Yeah.
Oh, here is, not that the other questions weren't good, but this one is something I'm genuinely interested in the answer to, which is there a trad climb that you've always wanted to do but haven't had the opportunity yet? I think we could expand that to being like, is there somewhere that you would like to, maybe somewhere that you'd like to try to climb.
I mean, there's the place in China, Li Ming, is it?
Oh,
that's
the
an
arch.
area. No, that's an area where it looks like it has some really amazing sandstone splitter cracks.
Yes.
That's like an area of trad climbing, which would be cool to go to.
Yes.
At some point. There's a couple of routes in Squamish, some crack lines, which, I mean, I've been to Squamish a couple of times.
Are they? Yeah.
But there's some new ones which have been done since I was last there. So they would be cool to do. There's one that Didier did called Crack of Destiny. There's one that Connor did called The Shark. They would be cool to do.
Gosh, yeah.
Yeah. I can't think of anything immediately other than that.
That's fair enough.
But yeah.
Someone else thinks that you'd be good at curling, or that might be your sport if you get too
Curling.
injured. Oh, snooker.
They see.
Finally, someone has put something sensible. Racing jockey.
All these sports seem very like.
Inactive.
Inactive, like snooker, curling,
chess.
Yeah, it's like a lot of sit down and.
It's interesting. I feel like they think
me?
that maybe you're not quite as active as you come across.
Yeah. Maybe not. Should we try this black?
Yeah, I think so.
It looks hard at the bottom and then easier at the top.
So, for those of you at home, we're looking at
We're going to try
black.
this one. So, starting position is here.
Oh gosh, yeah.
And
It looks quite long.
yeah, it looks a little bit tricky actually. Brush your volumes.
So, Eric has got a beta suggestion.
Beta suggestion. Yeah, I love it.
Maybe try and grab that foothold and do a figure 4 on the foothold. Brilliant. Nice one. Someone else has got another guess for the sport. VR gamer.
VR gamer.
Yes.
You know what? Something I've been getting into recently, which isn't anything to do with sport, is actually music production.
Oh yes.
So I've been doing that for a year. So if anybody's a music producer out there, got any tips for me, hit me up.
Yeah.
I've
Turn
been
the volume up, I reckon.
I've been getting well into it, so like dangerously into it.
Is it still as much of an obsession?
It's still going. I mean, I go through like phases.
What did you think of the music production of the finals yesterday? In the competition.
Oh, like the.
Were you aware of it? Like the first sort of 20 minutes?
Yes, but it wasn't like all that pumping.
No, it was almost entirely fantasy film soundtracks.
It was.
Yeah.
Right, let's do this problem. Or try. No, actually do.
another place where the thumb training would come in handy. How would you describe your style of music production, Pete?
How would I describe it?
Because I have actually heard some of your music.
You know what? I've been going through lots of different styles to just try and learn different techniques. I guess the most recent track I've been working on is, what would you call it? Like,
oh, bopping. Oh, is it bopping? Is it a bopping? A bopping
no,
beat?
like, it's definitely not like techno, it's like groovy techno. Yeah, sort of. That's the sort of thing I've been working on. Like a bit melodic, got a bit of melody to it, but got like a bit of a bass, you know? I don't know, I'm so terrible with music genres, I don't know what they are.
Yeah, that's fair, me too. I can't even remember people.
No, but I've just been creating, yeah, lots of different styles.
Yeah.
For the last 10 months, maybe? Been doing it 10 months? So
Yeah, it must be because you.
10 months, I think.
Did you got that track into the?
Yeah, I got one
music
track.
festival?
I got one track into a music festival, but I listened back to that now, and I'm like, oh my god, this is terribly done.
In fairness,
I've learned a lot of stuff since.
Yeah.
Then. Should we try this black?
I think so. Someone earlier asked an actual climbing question, as opposed to whatever's going on now, and it was about training for endurance. Any specific advice on training for endurance that isn't just climb loads?
Yeah.
I hope I've done that question justice.
Any specific suggestions for climbing for endurance? I mean, you can break endurance down into your, let's just keep it simple, into like your low end and your high end. And this can be a really disappointing answer. For low end, it's climbing lots at a low intensity. And that could be going on a rope, that could be going up and down an auto belay, that could be going around a circuit wall. But there's no quick fix to your low end endurance. There's no tip that I can say to you of like, oh, do this for 10 minutes and you'll suddenly have great endurance. Like, it's like a very, very time intensive thing to build that lower end endurance. You have to be on the wall for 30 minutes, you know? Because that's how you build endurance. Like, that's what endurance is.
So is that what low intensity means? Because you often hear people talking about intensity of climbing, especially when it comes to endurance training. It's quite hard to know as like someone who's not been training very much what intensity means. Yeah.
So intensity, I always think it out of like 0 to 10 or 0 to 5. If you we say 0 to 10, like 0 being very, very low intensity, you're kind of just, you know, hanging on 2 jugs on a slab.
Yeah.
And 10 being you're falling off.
Yeah.
So your low intensity endurance of doing your 30 minutes on the wall or 20 minutes on the wall, I think, you know, wants to be around that 3 to 4, 5-ish. And then probably actually more like 3 to 4. And then your higher end endurance, which generally when I've done that, it's been, people have probably heard of this, I've done a lot of like 4x4s in the past, which basically means 4 routes on the minute. So 1 route, minute off, 1 route, minute off, 1 route, minute off, at an intensity of about 5 out of 10. And then 20 minutes rest, and do that 4 times. So that's 4x4. So you're doing 4, 8, 16 routes. And they're, in a very basic sense, they're your 2 levels of endurance, low end and upper end. And then when you kind of go above those 4x4s, then you're into the realm of more like power endurance, sort of anaerobic capacity system.
Yeah. It's interesting. I think the thing that often gets underestimated is the length of time resting and stuff.
Resting is important, and the amount of time on the wall, like time spent on the wall.
Yeah.
And I think maybe the reason I'm a lot more of an endurance-based climber is because I spent so long as a kid on the wall and doing endurance.
Yeah.
Like just hours, hours and hours and hours. And that's probably why I'm not a very powerful climber, but I've got loads of endurance because that's basically all I ever did. But yeah, time, you have to put the time in. So yeah, unfortunately. Or
Yeah.
fortunately, if you love climbing, then it's great.
Yeah, it's unfortunate. If you hate climbing, then you're not going to get better at it very quickly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you can do this black.
But you know what? Another thing I also think with endurance training, which is good to work on because you're not at that max level, is you can also focus on technical aspects of climbing whilst you're doing it, especially with the low end endurance. So you can actually think about how your body is moving, your foot placement, foot swapping, and actually thinking about technical aspects as well as the endurance aspects.
Yeah.
Which is, you can kind of like do two things at once.
Yeah. It was interesting talking to Pete and Ollie, sorry, not Pete and Ollie, so Tom and Ollie about that years ago. And they were talking about quite a lot of people, not necessarily low-end climbers, but like mid-level climbers sort of coming to them and saying, well, how do I get, you know, stronger or more endurance and stuff? And quite often they would say, well, you could do with actually just working on your technique a little bit. Like you're a bit inefficient as well as needing to be a bit fitter as well.
I also think, like, whenever I go to the gym, you know, occasionally I'll do like a little bit of warming up in the warm-up area, but most of the time I'll actually just get to the gym, put my shoes on and just start climbing. But just like start climbing on really easy boulders. But when I'm doing those easy boulders, I'm thinking a lot about how I'm placing my feet and actually just like movement on the wall when I'm doing very easy stuff. Because I think it's all just like mileage in the bank, you know?
Yeah.
So I tend to warm up just like on the wall, rather than like this kind of stuff.
I've never seen you come with a band to
no,
like.
band is rare. A band is rare for me.
A band is very rare.
No, what I will, I'll do some of these shoulder shrugs sometimes.
Oh really?
Yeah. Right.
So this black looks not too bad. Glitches, that is an unbelievable, brilliant question.
Okay.
Okay, right.
Go on.
So, one of my favourite questions so far, are there any famously fat climbers?
Famously fat climbers?
Yeah. I think the answer is probably not.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
I don't know. It would like, what level of fatness would come under famously fat?
I'm not sure.
No.
Yeah,
it's an interesting one. Still my favourite. Someone has said I'm fat but not famous. So you know we're halfway there.
Yeah.
With that. Okay. Quick fire question then. Any tips on how to heal finger skin fast?
Ooh, heal finger skin fast. Well, the first thing is to not let your skin get too far down the process of being completely destroyed.
Yeah.
Like not going over the threshold, because you go over the threshold and then you're like, oh God, this is going to take 4 days instead of taking 1 day.
Yeah.
But if you just stopped 1 hour earlier, it would have only taken 1 day instead of 4. So that's definitely the first thing. Next, it's difficult because I've never had like massive issues with skin. I mean, there's definitely skin products out there.
Yeah.
There's like rhino skin and stuff, isn't there? Moisturizing. I think if you have a split, I always think just making sure that the edges are like filed down, so you don't have like a sort of hard flap of skin.
Yeah. You don't want to tear more.
Yeah,
do
you don't want to tear more.
Yeah. I mean, I have to say, I think that what you were saying about essentially not letting it get bad,
Yeah,
you know, like minimising the amount of healing you have to do is
I
probably...
mean, that's always good.
Yeah, the way to speed it up quicker.
Yeah. And especially, I guess with crack climbing, if you want to heal fast. I mean, I always say like just tape up and crack glove up before you actually start climbing. A big mistake people make is they will start crack climbing like, nah, no, it's fine. You know, I did this for years. And then you just put a hole in your hand and then you put tape on it and then, but it's already too late, you know, you've already gone through, and then that just keeps opening and opening and opening again and again and again.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, there's no tricks, you know, keep it moisturized, stop it, like, don't let it dry out and just continuously crack open.
Yeah. I mean, maybe don't rush back, like if it's not healed, don't.
Yeah. If you have a split in the tip, don't rush back. Yeah, tape it up.
Yeah. Or maybe just don't get back on that dyno. Like,
Yeah,
you know,
don't get back
as
on
soon
that.
as you're like,
Or
oh,
that
I've stopped bleeding now, I
that
should
really
get back
sharp
on the
print.
dyno. Yeah.
I'm gonna try that black.
Do you, this is a very quick one.
Yeah.
Do you take any supplements? Creatine, etc.?
No.
Or B12?
No.
No supplements?
No.
Not at all?
No. Maybe Mari will like put some fish oil in my mouth every now and again.
Yeah.
That's omega, isn't it? Is that a
Yeah.
supplement?
Yeah, I'd say so.
Yeah.
I think it's supposed to be quite good for you. Omega-3s?
Every now and again.
Yeah.
But no, I don't. No. No.
Yeah, all you need from the
anything,
Morrison's Deli counter.
anything to do with food or supplements or anything like that, I'm very basic, which is basically I kind of just go with the flow. I don't take anything like that, and I just eat what I feel like eating.
Yeah.
Generally. Yeah. But I would say like I'm healthy.
You all seem quite healthy. You never seem like sort of particularly ill.
No. Should we have a look at this? A little bit of a...
So where does it start?
We're
Starts
starting
there.
here. We're starting here. I guess it's match on here.
And then...
Into this. Into here.
Yeah.
Swing around the corner. Foothold. Side pull. Maybe a heel hook. Up to that. Top. I wonder if we could do it without that one. I'll try it with that one and then maybe we can do it without it.
We've got some more questions for when you've
Excellent.
finished.
Maybe I could try it without the foothold.
I was going to say that you were on it for a little bit, and then it looked a little bit superfluous after that,
Yeah.
didn't it?
I wonder what the hardest problem in here is. Shall I just ask somebody very
I think,
quickly?
yeah, maybe ask the chap.
Keep them entertained.
I'll
whilst
keep them
I just-
entertained. Don't worry, I'll sing them a song. Oh,
Do you know which the two hardest problems are?
welcome.
Or three?
To, finally, I have my time
Yeah.
to shine. Pete's just gone to ask what the hardest problem in the gym is. You'll probably actually hear that because he's still wearing his microphone.
This one?
And this is something
okay.
that we come across quite regularly.
Probably this one. I think the intended size is these two.
Ooh, we found it.
Otherwise, I've heard, so purple number 4, yeah, that's got a pretty tricky, if you can hang the first handhold, that's pretty tough.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Or otherwise,
My
there's-
So that
songs
sounds
are
good.
I really like this.
famously awful
It kind of looks like a boulder.
and
It's
filthy.
outdoor boulder style moves. This purple is weird, you can barely see the holes, so I don't know.
There were a couple of questions before
Yep.
about where we were, because we are in the climbing works, but not the main climbing works in Sheffield. This is actually relatively
Thank you.
new. It's actually in an old church here in Sheffield,
Cool.
and they were asked to
Thank you.
essentially
Yeah,
run
cheers.
a new climbing wall. And yeah, it's small, it's lovely. We've been filming some stuff here today for some of the Wide Boyz products and stuff. And yeah, it's been good. Have you found out what's going on?
I have. Purple, purple, and purple. So I guess I'll try those.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon so.
So we can try this one.
So what have we learned about these?
What have I learned about these?
Yes.
That these are the probably 3 hardest here. That's what I learned. we can try these.
That looks like a very good foothold.
That's a good foothold, yeah. But the holds are a little bit slopey.
What are your
Okay,
thoughts on the old pluggies?
These,
Yeah.
I mean they're good because they stop you doing this. I'm definitely always one for using the
Yeah.
bolt holes if they're not there.
Cheating, you mean?
Yeah, cheating, yeah.
Yeah.
Anything you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Accusations of that thrown around yesterday.
Okay, so what are we thinking? Here.
So I'll show you guys the route that Pete is looking at.
Yeah.
Starts
Match.
here. There's a foothold down here. Up. Peter's suggestions.
We're good?
Yes. Very good.
We'll give it a go.
Have you ever brushed your teeth with a climbing brush?
No,
All right.
I haven't.
That was actually a really easy one.
First move seems a bit tricky.
Ooh. Whoever just asked, what's your favourite moisturiser? I think you have potentially overestimated Pete's desire to be moisturised.
Oh, that's tricky.
Ooh, that's a big reach. Nice. How was that?
Yeah, more tricky. That was definitely more tricky, yeah. A bit awkward in that corner.
Yeah, you sound out of breath.
Yeah, I'm out of breath, yeah. Yeah, I was having to try then.
Yes,
It's good.
I like it.
That was a good one.
Who do you think would
A
win?
little rest now.
A rest and some
A
questions.
little rest.
Who do you think would win in a fight? Pete or Pete 10 years younger?
Me now.
Interesting. Yeah, very interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, someone said nice shirt.
This one?
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you.
Have you got any goals in terms of high altitude mountaineering or such?
I might be going to Pakistan this year.
Really?
So yeah, we'll see.
Ooh,
We'll
that'd be
see how that
amazing.
one turns out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that just for like any particular thing or just?
Yeah, there's some things in mind. So
Yeah.
yeah, we'll see. We'll see
Gosh.
how it pans out.
You heard it here first.
Yeah.
Yes. Absolutely glorious. Oh, there was one thing that I thought was interesting. New move to Sportiva.
Yeah.
Have you established what your sort of
go-to shoe is.
go-to shoe is, and also crack shoe, I guess?
Yeah.
So what are these?
I flipping love these squammers. Yeah, these I just wear them all the time because I think they're really comfy, but the amount of comfort with the amount of precision that you get, I think is really good. I think anyway. I also have quite wide feet, and I think these ones are maybe slightly wider in the Sportiva range. Things like Solutions, like I can get them on, an amazing shoe, but for like a comfort session, like going around the gym like this, they're a bit too narrow for me at the front.
Okay.
But the Squammers, yeah, I like them. They're good.
So are they quite soft?
I mean, these ones are pretty soft now.
Yeah.
The ones I'm wearing because they're old. But no, I would say they're like medium.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you get them out of the box, then they're pretty good at edging, I would say.
Yeah. Okay.
These ones, I wouldn't particularly go edging in them now. Yeah, I'd want a bit of a fresher pair.
Yeah, that's
For
interesting.
edging, I've been using the Otaki,
Yeah.
like the white, blue, and red ones. Again, slightly wider toe box, but they're a bit stiffer. Yeah, I like those. TC Pro as well for cracks, good.
Oh yes, I have heard that. How long does a pair of, like, say, your standard shoes that you actually go training and stuff, how long do they normally last? Because obviously you climb
For me,
pretty regularly, yeah.
I mean, I've had these for a year.
You heard it here, everyone who says that you need new shoes every flipping 3 weeks. Absolutely not.
And I've been wearing them a lot. I mean, I wear these all the time. I don't know. I guess it depends on the style of climbing that you're doing as well. Maybe if you're on steeper terrain or on board, then you're gonna potentially wear the shoes in a different way or a little bit less than if you were climbing slab or vert. Or if you're a newer climber and you're not quite as precise with your feet, then maybe you're gonna wear your shoes out a little bit quicker.
Yeah.
I think that varies really with how you're using the shoe.
Yeah.
Like for example, I know when I go crack climbing, then I'm going to destroy the shoe much quicker than if I'm just using a gym shoe.
Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Someone's asked, would you recommend crack gloves to a beginner?
Oh yeah, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
they're almost sort of more important for someone who's just getting into crack climbing.
I mean, for sure, like, it's really good to start with crack gloves. One, because like the ease of use for putting them on, taking them off, and you can use them in the gym easily. They also have rubber. A lot of them these days have rubber on them, so it just gives you a little bit more friction, a little bit more padding. Also, the other thing I think is if you're a beginner, you're not going to have a load of experience of taping up.
Yeah.
So if you try and tape up without any instruction, then you might not do the best job of it.
Yeah.
And then your session might end earlier than you might have liked. So yeah, I always think crack gloves for beginners. I mean, crack gloves in general, I would say I use them 90% of the time these days.
It's an interesting one, isn't it? Because if you have them in your bag, you're just getting rid of one extra barrier for you having a go at that crack problem.
Yeah.
Like if you have to stop and tape up, it's a little bit of time you're not climbing and stuff, and it's an interesting one because I've attempted a lot more crack boulders since just having them in my bag.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's like having a pair of climbing shoes.
Yeah.
You know, you put a pair of climbing shoes on to go climbing. It's easy. You put a pair of crack gloves on to go crack climbing, and it's easy to put them on. So it's just simple, isn't it? Should we try this purple?
Is this another
hard,
challenging one?
Yeah.
Is that where it starts?
I think it starts here. Yeah, this actually looks quite hard.
Yeah, that does look quite hard.
Yeah, this looks harder than the other one.
Is it, that's
no.
orange. No.
So basically, folks, it starts on this little nubbin here, and this one. And then we don't have any footholds, so we have to smear on the wall. And we have to probably jump to this one, and then probably foot on there.
Yeah, and then
Jump to that
onto
one.
the side.
Oh yeah, this one actually looks hard.
Yeah, that looks...
Yeah, crimp, pinch, finish.
That pocket's in, isn't it?
The pocket's in, yeah. Yeah, there's also a foothold here.
Yeah. God, we might actually see you fall off something. Hooray.
Yeah.
Right, a couple of people have asked, well, no, actually, it sounds like someone's, so the V4, V5 plateau, any thoughts on it? Do you think it's real, or is it just something that's...
Is that a thing?
I've heard of people say it before,
Like
but like
plateauing
I have to say, I think that there's an underestimated thing, which is like if people just climb the same gym with the same setters and stuff, then actually there can be legitimate sort of like differences where they change. It shouldn't happen, but it can.
Yeah, is V4 a 5, V4/5 maybe a standard you can get
can
up to...
technique your way up instead of
Yeah, if you,
strengthening.
let's say you go to the gym 2 times a week
Yeah.
for 1 year. Is that the standard that you get to?
I would have thought you'd be on V4-5.
V4-5?
Yeah,
Yeah.
twice a week for a year.
For a year.
Yeah, as long as you're doing it in some way sensibly.
You know
I
what,
would have
actually,
thought.
thinking about it, because plateaus happen everywhere.
Yeah.
Plateaus happen whatever level. Like plateaus happen at the highest level. Like I get
Andre's
plateaus.
been on a plateau
Andre's
for
been on a
years.
plateau.
Yeah.
Like,
You haven't seen him putting it for 10A yet, have you?
like everybody plateaus, and I think when you plateau,
Yeah.
it's all about. It's kind of what you said. It's all about trying to change something up.
Yeah.
That could be just changing the gym that you go to. If you haven't been climbing as long, then it can be really simple things like, the gym that you go to, or increasing the amount of times that you go per week. So one week you could go, instead of going twice a week, you just go 3 times a week. If you're more into your training, then changing up the exercises that you do.
Yeah.
Like I know for me, for example, for many years I was just doing a lot of the same stuff, repeating the same stuff over and over again.
Yeah.
And then about 4 or 5 years ago, I actually changed some stuff up, and I started working way more on my shoulders, and it's just not something I've done a massive amount of before, and it made a big difference. But I don't think it was particularly like the shoulder, it was just changing it up,
Yeah.
changing what you're doing. So I think whenever you reach a plateau, just mixing it up, just doing something slightly different to your routine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a really interesting one because I think it's almost a bit sort of maybe wrong to say like V5, something changes in climbing, because I don't think that's the case.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
I think it's just stepping out of the routine, but it doesn't have to be so much more out of the routine. You can keep doing your routine, but just changing 1 or 2 small things.
Yeah.
I would say. Yeah. Should we try this? Because it kind of looks desperate. Ooh.
That
Failed.
counts?
Yeah.
Ooh. Flip neck. Go on, Pete. Nice. Ooh.
I'm off. Ooh, that was a bit spicy, actually.
It did look spicy.
Yeah.
It looked very spicy.
There's no foothold to be a foot crossing over there. Oh, maybe I should put my foot in the pocket. Might just try that move.
Yeah. There's a lot of chatter here about pre-ordering of the new gloves.
The new gloves, yeah.
And whether or not they are suitable for beginners. But we've been doing lots of filming today with them. So,
Yeah.
I mean...
Oh, for sure, yeah, they're suitable for beginners and if you just start climbing. Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
There's
I mean,
like a certain amount
so
of
the new
fun,
gloves,
isn't
they're on the website now, but they're just on pre-order. First, what would you call it? Batch.
Yeah.
First manufacturing batch.
I think the kids today would call it a first drop.
First drop, that's the one. Yeah, first drop. So they're arriving around the end of February, if all the timescales stay as on plan. And then when they arrive to us, then we'll be shipping them out to customers who've already pre-ordered. But yeah, I mean, the crack gloves, we've been working on them for over a year.
Yeah.
Like Pete said, we've been doing some filming with them today. But yeah, I mean, I'm psyched on them. They're good. Just a better fit than our old ones. We've taken all the customer feedback that we've had for the 3 or 4 years that we've had the other crack gloves, and we've applied that along with mine and Tom's knowledge as well, and just kind of yeah, just tried to upgrade them.
The design's been refined quite a lot, hasn't it? Yeah.
Is that the word?
I think so. I would say it's refined.
Refined. So yeah, I really like them. I think one of the big things that we worked on was like the actual rubber compound, like the stickiness of the rubber. So we tried loads of different rubbers out, and yeah, we kind of settled on one that we thought was grippy. Yeah. Sticky and grippy. Yeah. So yeah, pretty psyched with that.
Yeah. It's an interesting one. I know that there's been a few people in the chat asking whether or not they're suitable for beginners. But I mean, it is something you have to just. They are crack gloves. If you're a beginner climber and you have absolutely zero intention of climbing cracks, then probably not. And sorry, Pete, you can't see these questions, but yeah, it's essentially like if you want to get into climbing, though, crack gloves are they're a good idea.
Yeah, they're a good idea. They're a good idea. And also, I think with the crack gloves, when we only have 5 different sizes, but you want to make sure that you're kind of fitting them nice and comfortable as well. Yeah. Like I always say that for 90% of the time, then I'll use the crack glove size that is in the chart on the website, and I'll kind of use that as my go-to crack glove. And then for 10% of the time, I might size down if I've got a really specific jam or I'm trying a really hard project, just because I want that like really nice tight fit. Yeah. But if you go for that tight fit all the time, then it's just going to hinder you on other things. And so you just, if you're just starting out crack climbing, you just want like a nice kind of fit to them, like your climbing shoes, basically. Yeah. So if you look on the website and you measure your hand and you go to the sizing chart, if you're right in the middle of sizes, then I would say like size up.
I think that was a superb answer. Yeah, I thought that was great. I was just reading someone. Have you ever climbed with Honnold? And would you ever free solo with him like Magnus?
Honnold.
That's the Honnold.
I've not climbed with Honnold, no.
No.
No, I've not climbed with Alex actually. No. Like I know him a little bit to chat to, and I guess we're a little bit into the same sorts of styles and things. So, I mean, I've never been free soloing with Alex. I mean, I've done a lot of free soloing myself. But I kind of think free soloing is it's kind of a personal thing in a way as well. Yeah. And you're just going out there to enjoy it yourself and kind of be by yourself. So it might seem a bit weird to like go free soloing in a pair, especially on big cliffs. That would seem maybe that would seem a little bit strange to me. And I also feel like for me, I would do like if I'm going free soloing, that's the first priority because I want to do it. Yes. And then the second priority is like, oh, maybe I could film that. But I don't go like, oh, what can I film? Let's go and free solo. Yeah. It's always the other way around. It's always like, oh, like I'm keen on going and doing that, or I'm keen on having a nice time like that. And then that's the first thing, and filming is the second thing. So
it's interesting as someone who's never done any free soloing. It's always been the bit I've found almost difficult to understand when we've spoken about free soloing was like, the motivation to do it. Yeah. For some reason, like as someone who's not free soloed, there's always has to be some external motivation to do it. But then actually having spoken to you about it, it actually sounds like it's much more like an internal motivation.
And also like, especially with sometimes like if you're just going out soloing very small things like on the gritstone, which might be 5 to 15 meters, let's say, then that can just be because you want to get some climbing in, you want to do some mileage, it's like nice and easy, you can't find a partner for that day, so it's just like going out climbing. But then for other things, maybe when it's a bit bigger, I guess it's the feeling of climbing well. Yeah. And that, you know, the feeling of like just freaking, you're mastering it, you know, mastering climbing. And also like climbing a big cliff by yourself, it's pretty fun. Yeah. Like it's, Yeah. But it's certainly not something I would. It's not something I'm seeking out, you know.
Yeah.
Not something I'm seeking and doing. It's just more a spur of the moment thing. If you psyched.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
It's so interesting because, like, yeah, I think it is genuinely really challenging for someone who's not done it to understand it.
Yeah. Shall I try this purple again?
No, I think you should
Oh, no, I was gonna
climb the purple.
I was going to try the move. I'll just
Oh,
try
yes.
that move.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, foot in the pocket.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Okay. I didn't put my foot in the pocket. I think I'd done the hard bit.
Yeah.
Or
I
maybe
think
that is hard when you're tired and you're up there. But
I think that looks much more comfortable.
yeah.
Someone has an idea for a video series.
Oh yeah.
Have you ever thought about doing a web series like Crack Attack, where you go to climbing gyms that don't do crack climbing and trying to encourage them to do it?
I mean, it's a good idea.
It's essentially it's the
I mean,
raison d'etre of the channel, isn't it?
I mean,
basically.
that's the Wide Boyz ethos.
Yeah.
In
Do
a
you climb
nutshell.
crack? No. We'll try it. Try a bit. You'll love
Just
it.
try a bit, you're going to love it.
Just try a
trust
bit
me.
of crack.
Trust me,
Yeah.
you will love it.
Any peep show
Yeah.
fans out there, it's really Moorish.
Yeah. I mean, what do the folks want to see here? Just me trying this problems, or what? What's the?
I don't know. You should ask them.
What do you want to see? You just want me to keep answering questions and climbing, or? I mean, to be fair, we can't really do that much more.
No, I mean, you sort of kind of. Like,
We're committed to here.
there's only so much we're prepared to do.
Yeah.
Apparently, someone was here earlier on in the day.
Here.
Yeah.
Oh right.
Well, you probably will have seen us. We've been going up and down.
We've been going up and down the stairs.
Up and down the stairs all day.
At the back. All right, let's try this. I thought the first move was quite hard, actually.
Yeah, it looked hard. It was quite
Yeah.
significantly different.
It's that you just got to get your foot on, and then. Yeah.
Stuck at V3 after 5 months of climbing. That doesn't sound too bad.
It's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't worry about it. It'll come. Keep on doing it. Yeah. Look at that finger. One finger on there. Ludicrous. Oh, nice. Yeah, well done. Yeah, excellent. Well done.
Good.
Exquisite. Yeah, nice
Excellent.
one. That was really good.
That was good.
Yeah, smashed it.
Yeah, foot in the pocket was the key.
What are our plans for the competition video from yesterday?
Oh, is that a question?
Yeah, someone asked.
Oh, right.
They actually said the double trouble video.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Were they there at the event?
Were they? I don't know.
I
We
don't
should.
know. Yeah.
Were they? Whoever asked that question, please let us know. And also,
is the-
don't
spoil it.
Yeah, don't.
It was brilliant. It was a brilliant event. So for anybody who's watching who has no idea what we're on about, which is probably 99.9% of you, me and Tom went to a bouldering competition yesterday, but it was a doubles competition. So you work as a team, and a lot of the problems were partner problems. So you had to climb on your partner to do the boulders. It was really good fun, really interesting, a very unique competition. And yeah, we basically had a very good laugh.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think it's going to be a funny video. Yeah, it's going to be good.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's just very, very different concept.
Yeah. We had to shift our mindsets away from this sort of lackadaisical approach to rules to then go into climbing competitions.
Yeah, had to. Yeah, we got pulled up a few times for like not matching the top hold and this sort of thing because we're.
Yes. Luckily, in some ways, that we were filming everything, and so like I think there was a significant amount more scrutiny given to given to us.
It's good though.
It was superb. It was absolutely
brilliant.
one of the most original climbing formats that I've experienced.
For sure, it was good. Yeah, I'll definitely be taking a few ideas from there to Crackfest.
Yeah,
I think.
So if anyone from the organising team
well done.
is here or listening or whatever, then absolutely well done.
Very good job.
It was superb.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
Oh gosh, there's quite a lot of people here asking for advice on injuries, Pete.
Injuries?
Yeah, injuries.
Injuries? Okay, so with injuries,
yes,
I would say, like, if you feel a small tweak when you are doing a session, just stop that session. In general, I would say stop the session. If you have a big injury and it's kind of like going to take you out of climbing for a bit, I always feel like there is something else that you can do. So, like touch wood, luckily I've never had too many major injuries. I've done my knee like quite badly. But you're still able to do stuff, you know, like I just climbed one leg on a auto belay for a good number of months, or, you know, like I worked on a lot of my shoulders in that period. You know, I think the thing is it's to not stop. Don't just stop, don't just think it's over. Just keep although it's like really annoying, keep the motivation high and think about, okay, where's my weakness in something else? How can I work that? And how can I work around this injury? I know Tom, for example, has had quite a lot of injuries over the years. He's always tends to be managing one, but he just goes through the styles. And I mean, that's one of the reasons why he started crack climbing, because he had finger injuries.
Was it really?
Yeah, and he couldn't do anything, so he went crack climbing. So it's just finding things which work around the injury and just not stopping completely. Yeah. Because as soon as you stop completely, then it's
good to know that. So you had an issue with your knee, so you went one-legged. But yeah, someone had a foot issue.
I think. I mean, you definitely have to be careful. Like, if you've got an ankle injury, then you're not going to want to go bouldering. Like, you're not going to want to be jumping off the bouldering wall. But you can do things within the limit. You know, maybe you go on the circuit board and you do circles, or you do one-legged climbing, or, you know, there's ways around it. If you have a shoulder injury, maybe you can work on your technique on slabs and do one-handed climbing for a bit. It really depends on the extent of the injury, but try and find other things to do. Try and rest the injury, but then as it's starting to get better, don't rest it too much that when you pull back on for the first time that it blows out again. So like, I mean, I'm no flipping injury expert or physio or anything like that, but yeah, it's generally just common sense in a way. And listening to your own body and feeling your own body.
I think that idea of like not letting it be the end of, like, there's a lot of people, myself included, where like you get an injury and you just stop. You stop everything, and then you lose so much that then it can actually be quite difficult to sort of get back into it when you are recovered. And so I think I totally agree with that. I think that it's good. Good practice.
Yeah, and also one thing I am terrible at, but is definitely good to do, is doing exercises for the injury as well.
Oh yeah.
Like I'm terrible for it, but
it's boring, isn't it?
It's
It's flipping boring.
Just like.
Yeah. You look like a dweeb, especially if you bring that to the climbing wall. Nah.
Yeah.
Take it home.
I didn't really look at this.
No, you've got that blind. So this is the third of the 3 hardest or harder ones here at the moment. It looks it doesn't look particularly pleasant. Oh, excellent. Well done. You know what, actually, that's a really good point. Someone said it's another good reason to make sure gyms have got cracks because it makes climbing a bit more accessible for people with finger injuries.
It does. That's a very good point.
It's
I've
a
not
very
thought
good
about
point,
it in that
yeah.
sense, but
Someone else has asked, aside from Wide Boyz, what other climbing holds do you like? You know, have you got any preference for other
climbing holds.
other climbing holds?
Climbing holds. I like problems that are a bit of a thrutch and a bit of a struggle. So maybe like wrestling with big volumes, you know, big slopers.
Yeah.
I think that comes from growing up on the gritstone, where you're just kind of wrestling with slopers.
Yeah.
Uh,
I feel
but
like
then-
you've got a soft spot for aesthetic climbs as well.
Yeah, I would say so. But in general, But then I also like I like a good minging thin crimp as well. You know.
I like to be good and bad.
Yeah, basically the
You
things.
go on, why don't you find us a couple of examples of like things that you enjoy? Also, I think it'd be interesting to know what you don't like.
Okay, so things that things that you tend to not like are generally things that you're worse at. I
Yeah.
feel like in general, and
Yeah.
things that you do like, you're probably going to be better at them. I think that comes the general sense for most things. So things that I don't like are your average crimp, or your average edge.
Which is this.
No, actually, no, I like that one.
That looks great.
Yeah,
I like
no.
the look of that one a
I'll
lot.
tell you what I don't like. It would be that crimp on this angle.
Oh yeah.
You
So
know,
like a positive.
Yeah, medium-sized crimp,
Yeah.
steep wall. But it just comes back to that thing of I'm not actually very good at it, so that's
Yeah.
probably why I hate it. But like this, it's appealing to me. A bit of a sloper.
Oh, that's interesting.
What else? Minging crimp. This was appealing to me. The one I did earlier.
Oh, that was appealing.
That was appealing to me because it's just.
Be
minging- it's
peeling
just-
your skin off your fingers
It's
with
like
that, mate.
a gritstone pebble.
It is.
So, yeah.
Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
Very interesting.
Should we do a slab?
Yeah, go on, let's see a slab. Something interesting.
How many people are on? Have we gained or lost?
We were up to 500 at one
crikey.
point, but it was still 420.
Right. Okay. Well, let's do another problem.
This is a glorious looking one.
What should we do? This purple? Maybe.
Yes.
What are we thinking?
Oh, actually, yeah. So this. I detest this.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
why?
my brain can't deal with multiple things.
Of where you put your
Yeah.
fingers.
And if I have to split, I feel like if I have to split my fingers over almost different styles of hold, that irritates me unnaturally. I think it's because someone's made a decision to make that. If that was outside, it'd be absolutely sound because you'd be like, well, it's Mother Nature, that's absolutely fine.
Yeah.
Whereas someone has decided to make that, and then someone else has made a decision to buy it, and then someone else has made a decision
To put it on the
pop it
wall.
on the wall. Yeah.
Yeah.
And so it's a big long list of poor decisions.
Yeah. No, I find some of this stuff interesting actually because you can grab a hold like this and it feels completely awful, and then you just do one thing like, I'll just move my thumb there, and then suddenly you can hold it, or you just like, I move my pinky to there, and then suddenly it goes from unholdable to, that's all right, and it's just like those really small changes can make a big difference on something like this.
Yeah.
And that's also like in terms of holds outside as well. Really subtle changes like intricate changes can make a big difference.
Yeah.
I think boulderers are especially good at that.
Yeah.
Like finding the like minuscule nuances in holds to make the biggest difference. Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think if you've only got 4 handholds on a route, it's quite easy to really look at them.
Oh, I'm making such terrible errors here.
You've committed early.
I know, I just haven't looked properly.
Nice. Excellent.
Ooh.
This looks pretty horrible.
Good.
Someone said that you're a gentleman.
I'm a gentleman. Yeah. I'm 35 now, so I'm getting into that realm.
I assume that they meant polite, actually,
right,
as
okay.
opposed to you being old. Yeah.
What next? Maybe.
Have
this
you
platform.
or Tom ever climbed with Dave MacLeod?
No. I've met Dave a few times, but never actually climbed with him. So it would be fun to do something together, though, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be fun to do something. Yeah.
So if
that would be
you're
good.
subscribed to his channel, then yeah, bombard him with solicitations for doing something with the Wide
Yeah.
Boyz.
It would be fun. I think Dave has a lot of very interesting ideas. Is that black? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
I lanked it.
Yeah. Superb.
What else is there? Any more questions? Any more ideas?
Is this the new Climbing Works place? Yes. Are there any areas that you remember when climbing in Little Cottonwood Canyon?
Oh,
or-
Little Cottonwood Canyon.
Yeah.
I've done a few routes there. The main one is Trench Warfare, which I did with Tom back in 2011, which is like the off-width in a bit of a cave. That was really cool. And then I climbed another day with my friend Danny. We just did some sport climbing, an off-width crack boulder. To be fair though, I can't remember exactly where it was. It was nice climbing though. I did a route with a really difficult big last move. Anybody know what that is?
A route with a big
Yeah, it was
difficult
like a big
last move.
dyno on these like chicken head sort of things.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, if somebody is from that area, I'm sure they'll know.
Are you going to get Emil to come and do some stuff on the grit? I think he has, hasn't he?
On the grit, has he already? I don't know.
I'm more likely wrong than right.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Should we see if we can do this one without any of the holds?
Yes.
Apart from just these two beginning ones and maybe this, to make it slightly more interesting.
Yeah, so we've got these
So we've
two
got
not
these
particularly good looking volumes and then
Yeah, volumes.
and then
We've
this
got
edge.
and then I think we try and skip. I think we try and skip this, this, and this.
Okay, so not using that one, not using these, and not using that one.
Yeah.
And then the top is there.
And we'll see how that goes. kind of all right. I feel like we need to come up with some eliminates here. What could we eliminate?
Massive dino. That's always eliminating, isn't it? It's your absolute dream.
We could try this black one without that black foothold, like I said before. Let's try it with skipping that and that. I've already done this one for people who joined later, but I think without this one and this one, it could be a bit more tricky.
Does coffin roof sound like the route that you did?
Coffin roof.
Coffin roof, yeah.
Potentially the off-width that I did, yeah. Yeah.
No, you said
If
the
a
dino.
boulder problem. A boulder problem.
This is 5 for 12.
But the other thing was like a sport route, not a crack, and it was a face, and it was on big, like chicken head blobs.
Yeah.
And I think it was like 12C, maybe? Guess.
So we're getting rid of this one. Ooh.
Oh yeah, that's quite tricky.
Yeah, that looks challenging.
Yeah. A bit smeary.
What are your thoughts on the idea that there are hard gyms and sort of not hard gyms? I've noticed recently many more places veering away from the numbers in terms of grades and just being like sort of a spectrum.
Yeah. I don't really mind either. Like
Yeah.
I'm quite happy with either. I mean, when I go to the gym, I'm not necessarily focusing that much on the grade of the climb.
Yeah.
I'm more focusing on the level I want to achieve for that climbing session. So I'm not really.
Yeah.
I'll just kind of like look at the color system and be like, okay, yellows is that system, and that's the kind of level I want to climb at in this session.
Yeah.
Rather than being so, too focused on.
Yeah. They
The
can be a
actual
bit
grade of the climb.
restrictive, can't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, a lot of gyms can vary massively in
Yeah.
the difference between like a 1v5 at one gym and 1v5 at another gym, just with how the gym is set up, basically.
Yeah.
So
And I guess if you've got like setters who are coming in from different places and stuff, you might have like a guest setter who sets something.
Yeah,
really
could be,
flipping
yeah.
hard. Nice. Go on. Yes, very well done. Oh, excellent.
there we go. Oh. Good.
You got any more plans to do some parkour?
None in the near future, no. You know what? Last time I did some parkour, my legs were destroyed afterwards. Were you there filming? I think you were there filming that.
Down
oh my God.
in Brighton?
Yeah, I did 2 days with Toby.
Yeah.
And after the first day, I was just, my legs were gone.
It was interesting when I was editing that video, because you'd already said, you were quite tired. And I watched it and I was like, actually, Toby didn't do on that first day, because he was able to do everything first time.
Yeah.
It's like if you go climbing with someone who's much worse than you,
Yeah.
and you do the climbs, and then you expect them to do it, and
Yeah, and
then
they're just
they're
getting more
doing
tired.
it. Yeah, if they're giving it like 12 attempts and you've just done it in one, it's like
I mean,
you
also-
haven't done the same amount of work.
Yeah, not the same amount of work, and also just like my muscles are
They're
not
not
used to
used
it.
to it, yeah.
My legs, like landing on concrete and just the impact and stuff.
I've never seen a more
Desperate.
springy man than Toby Seagull.
Oof, yeah, it's pretty impressive. Yeah, it's very impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can just jump onto a wall like that high. I'm not. How do you even do that?
It's mental.
Yeah, it's mental. I don't get it. We should round this out, I think.
Yeah, with some sort of announcement.
We should, yeah, actually, I want to announce to you guys. So we're basically starting. Me and Tom, we're starting like a members platform. So within this platform, we have a new podcast. We've got like a community section where you can ask questions for the podcast and kind of like connect with other crack climbers and to me as well in the community. We also have inside here all like our past newsletters. So if you aren't subscribed to our newsletter or you've just subscribed to our newsletter, then you can actually get access to all our past newsletters. Like they're informational newsletters of like tips and tricks, knowledge about crack climbing within there. And also there's a few extra like little video things which we'll upload. Maybe things that don't make it to YouTube will go on there, a few extras. But yeah, main thing is we're kind of starting a podcast, and you can find it in there. It's called the Wide Boyz Vault, members only. The link is in the description of this video, so if you're keen to join the little inner wide family, the little inner circle, then yeah, we'll see you in there, and hopefully we can answer some of your questions on the podcast. And the podcast is basically just me and Tom chatting crack. So basically, if you want more crack in your life, if you're just itching for some more dose of crack, then just come and join us in there. And
if you've ever been fortunate enough to be in the same room as Tom Randall and Pete Whitaker, just having unadulterated access to microphones, it's something to behold.
Yeah.
Because Tom especially does not hold back.
No, Tom doesn't hold back. You have to rein him in.
Yeah. Always having to rein
pull him in.
Yeah.
Pull him in just a little bit.
Come back, Tom. Come back to us. Back to the
he's
land of reason.
After he's gone on some tangent.
Yeah.
To South Africa or something.
Yes, it's absolutely glorious.
But yeah, no, folks, if you are keen, yeah, we're just starting a little members thing. So if you want to join, come and join us inside. And yeah, we hope to see you there. The links are in the description, basically, of the video. But yeah, this was a little bit different. Hope you enjoyed the little live, a little bouldering, a few answering some questions.
Yeah, a few people have said they really like the live Q&A climbing.
Yeah, nice.
It was a nice, a nice format.
Good little vibe. And yeah, keep spreading that crack joy, folks. Good. Keep working on it.
Absolutely.
Cool. Nice one.